Okay, today's CSES problem is stick length. There are n sticks with some length. Your task is to modify the sticks so that each stick has the same length. You can either lengthen or shorten each stick. Both operations cost x, where x is the difference between the new length and the original length. What is the minimum cost? So our input is an n, which is the number of sticks, and then following that, there are n integers, which are the lengths of the sticks. And we're supposed to output the minimum total cost. Okay, so this question, I think the major takeaway is what is the minimum cost? Like how can we find the minimum cost, right? And it should be somewhere in the middle. And after some t test and trial, like I realized that it should always be the median. Why the median specifically? Because it's technically in the middle of the thing. And then no matter what on the left or the right, it's the easiest value to get into. And it's not the average because the average is just taking the and things and it could be skewed, whereas the median is always the value that everything converges to. So that's why we would use the median. So we first have the include statements of the libraries we're going to use. So we have IOStream, vector, algorithm, and CMath because we're going to be sorting a list. And how we're going to find the median is pretty straightforward. We're going to want to sort the list in some way, find this n divided by 2 element by the index, and that's how we're going to return it. And here you can even get something better, and I'll explain it later. So here we first do iOS-based sync with Studio, then we do cin.ty, which is pretty straightforward, make the input faster. Then we get the input in and cin that. Next, we have a vector, which we define as p, and we initialize it to be of length n, all long, so that we don't exceed the value. And then we go from 0 to n, input all of our vectors. And then something that is better than just normal sorting is using the nth element thing. So then we basically input the first, the nth character we're caring about, and the last. So what this does is that it essentially uses the nth element as the pivot. And then the left-hand side is all the elements smaller than it. And on the right-hand side, it's all the elements bigger than it. So that's pretty useful. So that we can get to nearly O log n, O in rather than O in log n. So that's definitely an improvement in time. And then we just take our median to be the n divided by 2 element. And then next we have a total cost, which we set as 0. Then we go through from 0 to n. We just increment the absolute value of the median and that thing. So then we subtract it. So then that's just how much the difference is. And then we output that as the total cost. Okay, that's it for this question.